Hello. I was thinking to myself, I often do that, when I'm not talking to somebody else, that is, how do people manage who have no understanding of our wonderful way of life and our knowledge that those that we love, still love, even though we miss their physical presence in this world, are still there and able to be communicated with and are able to let us know that they have still a care and concern for us. How do people manage without knowing that for sure? And one of the steps, of course, towards understanding that and knowing that for sure is to actually develop your own abilities in order to make that contact and to become aware of those communications and those presences in our life. So towards that end, I have, as you know, prepared a few meditations. Well, we call them meditations, but that's not to be confused with the sort of transcendental variety, which is sort of emptying the mind and rising above everything. Indeed, we do want to rise above everything, but not perhaps in that same way. We want to rise to a higher, more elevated consciousness where we may make contact and communicate with those who love us in the spiritual dimensions, in that heavenly sphere. And one of the things that we do is a guided meditation, guided journey that takes us out of the everyday and the ordinary into that more rarefied atmosphere, that finer frequency of life, and indeed which we inhabit ourselves, although we may not always be aware of it. And so one of the things that always crops up is this chakras. Well, chakra is an Eastern Sanskrit word for a wheel, a vortex of energy. And of course, we are a bundle of that ourselves. We each have an individual, contained, if you like, energy cell, which is us, made up of many. And we know in this atomic age that there is more space than solid matter anywhere in the universe, in the physical universe. Now, it's those spaces that I would suggest are inhabited by the spiritual dimensions. So we look at these chakras. We have seven major, it's accepted that we have seven major vortices of energy, and these are likened to a rainbow wheel, which is, shall we say, seven colours, and it starts from the base or sacral chakra, our sit upon, and goes up through to the crown of our head and out, if you like, into that wonderful dimension of spirit and spiritual understanding. And so some people like to open those up and close them, of course, after they've done this bit of work. And how do we do that? Well, one of the things we can do is to imagine a flower and a seed. All flowers begin with seeds, as we know. So in our mind's eye, we would plant a seed at the base of our spine, around the pit of our stomach, and then the solar plexus, which is just above your navel, near your waist, and then the heart, which is in the middle of your chest, of course, a bit to the left, and the throat in the centre of your neck, and then near the vocal cords, of course. And everybody says, well, the accepted knowledge is that this throat chakra is most important for communication. Well, that's not surprising, considering it's where your voice box is in this life. And then sometimes called the third eye here, that's the brow chakra, and then the crown, which is the pinnacle, of course, which really and truly we are still connected to our spirit world that we came from through that. So we have our umbilical cord, we know, which connected us to our mother, but we have a silver cord too, which connects us to God ultimately, this great spirit from which we came, we descended down to here. So we can imagine that we have planted a seed there, and then it grows a stem to the next little part, and then it opens a flower, and then another stem, and then another flower, and another stem, and another flower, another stem, another flower, and another stem, and another flower, and then to the top, which opens. And so you see, we can then have a small meditation. So if you close your eyes and trust me just for a moment or two, I'll take you on a small journey. And we say, of course, everything we do only in the light for good and in truth. And we imagine for ourselves that there is a light in front of us, and it's like a lift shaft. And we walk in our mind's eye into this lift shaft. We wait for it to take us up. It's like an elevator. Up it goes. And as we go up, we know that we're going to come out to this wonderful green place that we've been to before. And there, yes, we're stopping. And the lift shaft opens. We step out to that green that we've seen before. And there it all is, just as it ever was. The green, there's a tree down there to our right with a bench underneath it. There's a stream running past. There's a little house across it, and there's a little bridge that goes across it. And right in the distance we can see a sort of fairground, if you like, and we will make our way along towards it. Now, if you wish, instead of going to the fairground, you can sit under that tree on the bench and sit there and ask if somebody would like to come along and have a word with you. Maybe a relative, could be a guide, or you may just want to sit there, or they might just allow you to sit and rest. You may well need that, and you can sit there for a little while and somebody will come along there, more than likely, and have a word with you. After that, of course, you can continue your journey and go along and find the fairground, mingle with the throng, have a really good time, and then, of course, you can decide that you're going to come back. You can say farewell to anybody you may have bumped into there. Might have been a dead relative that you'd be surprised to see enjoying themselves and has come to see you. But there you leave them there, say farewell for the time being, and make your way back. You have to come back in exactly the same way as you go, because that is the law, and it's God's law. And you come along, and back you go along past that bench, past the tree, of course. The stream now is on your right hand side, the little house is over on the right, and the bridge, and you can see the light in the distance there awaiting you. You get to that lift shaft again and step inside, and then you feel it lifting you down once more. And so then you become aware that the lift has stopped and you are back where you started. Step out of that shaft of light and back to your seat, whereupon you can feel the weight of your body again, and wriggle your fingers and toes, open your eyes. Now, of course, you must close down, and so you can imagine that crown chakra there, that flower closing down. The stem goes down to your brow, closes down to your throat, and closes and down to your heart. The flower closes, the stem goes down to your solar plexus, closes down, and the stem goes down to your sacral chakra, your sit upon, and closes itself down. And then the little seed, you can think to yourself, well, what shall I do with that? I'll keep it for later, and put it in your mind's eye in a little crystal box. Keep it to one side for when you need it again. Now, I hope that you enjoyed that little instructive visit to the other side, which is really basically what you're doing. You're being allowed a glimpse into another kind of life. And I shall speak to you again quite soon. I hope you enjoyed that. You'll be able to do that on your own, just by listening and remembering what I've said to you. So God bless you. Oh, and I have a Rev Lyn's Healing Prayer channel, and it would be nice if you would subscribe to that, and then you'll get updates on whenever I'm going to put another one of these videos on. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to speaking to you again. God bless you. Keep you safe. Bye.